Plans for island-wide celebrations on the 27. Ranil is in quite a fix. Dilith's vow to flatten the JVP. Rott gives publicity for Dilith in Melbourne.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Plans for island-wide celebrations on the 27. President Ranil Wickremesinghe is going to scotch rumours surrounding his candidacy at upcoming presidential polls by getting to work next week. On the previous day, the government will sign a pact with the Paris Club of creditor nations and China. Economic advisers say the country will be rid of bankruptcy after 2 years. It will be the morning by the time the news of signing the agreement reaches the country. The government plans big celebrations as soon as breaking news about it starts pouring in. In Colombo especially, Ravi Karunanayake will organise multiple events. Harin Fernando and Manusha Nanayakara are busy with the plans too. The Foreign Strategic Communication team in charge of Ranil's election campaign will supervise everything. Mega musical shows are to be held in each of the 9 provinces too. For his party, Ranil plans to explain how he revived the country in the past 2 years and to seek a mandate to complete the task. So he will tell the nation within the first 2 weeks of July that he is contesting. Also, he will ask everyone to unite and support him. It is thereafter that a set from the SJB is going to join the government. An end to bankruptcy is worth celebrating. It is quite a task to achieve it. Many countries became hells on earth after failing to do so. Anyway, the task remains to repay the loans obtained. One mistake will ruin everything. Ranil is in quite a fix. In the event Ranil contests, he will be an independent candidate. He still believes the SLPP will lend him fullest support, and the factions led by Nimal Lanka and Nimal Siripala de Silva to do likewise. But some in the government say his campaign will pick up only if he manages to lure some SJB MPs to his side. But he is facing a formidable hurdle there. Likely crossovers in that party are now grumbling that they cannot join a camp which has the Rajapaksas in it. Even the Lanka and Siripala factions repeat the very same. That matter came up at a meeting on Sunday of the committee tasked with Ranil's campaign. Lanka and Duminda Disanayake started it by saying that they should take a firm decision without discussing the same things over and over again, with nothing happening. They said they wanted to know for sure if the Rajapaksas are honest in their intentions. Noting that Basil Rajapaksa is promoting entrepreneur Damika Pereira in a big way, the duo cast doubts if Basil will say no to Ranil at the last moment. They refused to go on stage with the Rajapaksas and promised him support from the outside. People cannot stand their very sight. They may have organisers, but none can go in the roads, not even in Hambantota. That's why the SJB MPs are not willing to join the government, they went on. This committee meeting is normally followed by talks at Ranil's Paget Road residence, also attended by Basil and SLPP General Secretary Sagara Karyawasam. At the past few meetings, Nimal Lanka and Anura Priyadarshana Yapa did not make an appearance. Last week, Ranil and Basil had one-to-one upstairs before the meeting. What came up is unknown. Both came downstairs after the arrival of the rest was announced. At the outset, Prasanna Ranatunga gave a brief about what happened at the committee meeting. That worried Basil very much. He said he attended the meeting at the president's request. Even some in the SLPP don't want to take part, he said, adding, however, that their party has taken a decision to help the president to protect the government. If the president loses because of our presence, it is pointless for us to attend the meetings any longer, he added. Ranil kept his silence all the time. That shows he is in quite a fix. Later, Basil summoned Damika and told him to get ready to contest. It seems Ranil has to make a decision about this before everything else. Dilith's vow to flatten the JVP. Former convener of the Inter-Union Students' Federation Wasantha Mudaliga is back with a political alliance called Jana Aragala. Speaking to the media at the Lions Club at Wijayarama Mawatha, he explained that their objective is to bring about a system change wanted by Aragalaya that sent Gotabaya Rajapaksa home. Although people demanded a change, Ranil took things further downhill. When he took over, total debt stood at $84 billion. In 2024, it rose to $100 billion, Mudalij elaborated. Among the other speakers at the briefing were V. Mahendran, lawyer Swastika Arulingam, journalist Tharindu Uduwara Gadara, Dr. Kalpa Rajapakse, Dharmasiri Lankapelli, Duminda Nagamua, Weera Weerasinghem, Surekha Samarasena, Rajkumar Rajiv Khan, Judin Amal, Wekandawala Rahulathera, lawyer Nuan Bupag, Nirosha Guruge, Lahiru Weerasakara, actor Jehan Apohami, Mark Prabhakar, Noor Maureen and Prathipan. A few weeks ago, the Leader TV revealed that a group that was in Aragalaya was going to form a political movement headed by the leader of the Frontline Socialist Party, Kumar Gunaratnam. In the meantime, Deepthi Kumara too is launching an alliance within a matter of weeks. Most of these groupings are targeting the presidential polls. The one involving Dilith Jayawira, Wimal Weerawansa and several others are intent on attacking the JVP ideologically. After his Nugagoda rally, Dilith boasted at a roti party at his Dharana office that he will flatten the JVP within the next couple of months. Rott gives publicity for Dilith in Melbourne. In the meantime, social media activist Chintana Dharmadasa has to say something about Dilith Jayawira. A successful entrepreneur, he started small in politics and has now formed an alliance. But it is immature for anyone to think he tries to be the president. Actually, he is using the upcoming election to launch his political brand. Being an advertising man, his campaign is worth watching, says Dharmadasa on Facebook. Anyway, Dilith started it while having hoppers. However, that did not work. After he reverted to roti, things started rolling. Even in Melbourne, he used roti to his advantage. His Monash University speech was not given much advance publicity. He booked a room to accommodate around 200. Dharana didn't plan to telecast it live for fear of a threat by the JVP. But the nationalist group of Weerawansa and Gamanpila got to work, although they were unclear how to give it publicity. In the end, Dilith went with some friends to Kana's bakehouse at Dandenong Junction. While having pol roti with Lunu Miris, he took a selfie and posted it on social media. Within minutes, he was flooded with calls inquiring about the venue for the meeting. So, Dilith had to book a room for around 500. Roti did the trick and has become quite a publicity tool for him. Now, a Roti Dansala has been planned for posts on at Rise Up, down Alwys Place in Kolupatia. That's how Dilith won over locally and internationally with Roti. By the way, the fight is revolving around Sajith, AKD and Ranil. Uncertainty prevails over what will happen. That's it for today.